Welcome back to Survival 4ZA. As you can see, we've bought a van.
No,
So
I don't need to be in it.
So we've bought a 2016 Transit Custom Limited with Sport Pack, 2.2 turbo diesel, good engine. It's good starting point. It's already got alloys. It's dirty, it needs a clean, but it's already got the alloys. It's got the limited stuff, so color coded door handles, wind mirrors, heated seats, so it's got a good starting point, and then we're gonna make a camper. So what we've done so far is we've insulated behind all the panels, we've ripped the old floor up, cleaned out several years worth of dirt, worms and stuff that was growing underneath the old floor, and you can see from there we've put a nice new ply flooring down. We've got a rock and roll bed which I had installed yesterday, and we're going to do now that we put the ply floor down, I can re-drill the hole from underneath, line that up and secure the seats back in. But the job today is we're going to fit a window here and in that panel there. So we're going to put the two windows in either side, so we can get some light into the back of the van. So let's go and grab the windows and then. So the glass we've got is by Camper Glass. Bought them off eBay. We're not going to be able to fit the windows today because the kit I ordered from Camper Glass is supposed to include the adhesive, the trim, and the primer, and none of that's in the box. So they've not given us everything we were supposed to have. Okay, so we're back to doing the van window a week after we originally planned to do it, and I did say that they hadn't sent us the adhesive, the primer or the engine strip. It turns out it was my fault, I never ordered it. So now we've got adhesive, we've got the engine strip, and we've got the primer. So now we've got all the right bits that we need to be able to do it. It wasn't Camper Glass's fault, it was my fault for being an idiot. So we've got the windows behind us over there, got a compressor, and we've got a air nibbler. I've been told by a few people use a nibbler because it's neater than a jigsaw, but all the videos I've watched, people are using jigsaws. So we're going to do the sliding door side first. I don't know why, it's just that that's the space we've got on the driveway. So I don't know if you can see, we've tried to tape a bit of old wallpaper just below, just to try and offer the van door a little bit of protection. And we're going to try and look on the inside. I'll just take the camera onto the inside just to show you. So I've been told by a few people just to be a bit careful about shavings of metal going down the gap. So I'm going to try and pack it with a bit of insulation and then mark our holes, and then we'll do some cutting into the van. So what we're going to do first is we are from the inside going to drill our holes to mark the window, but basically the window is, the actual opening is the size of it's already there. So we've got one strengthening bit to cut through and then cut all of that out, and that should be the opening of our window. So we're going to drill a couple of holes to mark this, and then we can draw it on the outside. I'm going to drill a hole in my van. Best put the rest of it on a bit of a time lapse, I think. But there's holes in the van. Made a start. So now you can see from the inside we've drilled all the corners to mark out the curvature of the window, and I've done some in the centre, which is just marked either side of that reinforcing bar, so I know where it gets a bit thicker and it's no longer single skin metal. So now what I'm going to do is join up all the dots so I can see the shape of the window from the outside. So the nibbler was a non-starter. Again, my fault. I got the wrong bit. This is not the right male bit to go into the nibbler because it didn't fit into my compressor hose. So as much as I tried to force it in, it wouldn't go. So I don't have a male bit that can go on the end of the nibbler to fit into the compressor hose, so I couldn't use the nibbler. So we've gone for the old-fashioned method of using a jigsaw. But what we did do is, and I can't remember the name of the YouTube channel we watched it on, but one of the recommendations was to take the base plate off the bottom of your jigsaw so that the wheel sits on the metal when you're doing it, and that seems to be working really well, just guiding it round. I don't know if you can see behind, we've cut all the way across the top, come round the corner coming down, then we've come that corner down and all the way along to there. So we've basically just got to join those two bits up together now, and then there we've got to go round the corner and round the corner, so 2 more corners and then a couple of straight bits, and then we should have the first opening done. And then we're going to clean it all up with a little bit of a file, a little bit of Hammerite around the edges to protect the exposed metal, a good hoover up of all the little filings of the steel so that we don't end up with little rusty bits sitting inside the panels. And then once that's all cleaned up and prepped ready, we'll start doing the primer for the window. Hey, it's off. Just give it a look quick. Hole in the van! Holes in the van. There's Lisa in the back. Okay, so cleaned up the edges and filed them. Before we put the rubber strip around the edges to protect it, just going to put a bit of Hammerite with some earbuds or Q-tips, whatever the correct word for them is. I'm going to use some of that just to protect the exposed metal around the edge before we tap the trim in place. Right, just going to put the trim on now that we've put the Hammerite around the edges. Trim on. So we've put our edge strip on. Now we're going to prime the body of the van. We're going to clean it up first. We've got like an alcohol cleaning wipe that comes with the kit. So we're going to clean the van up and the glass first, and then apply primer to the glass and the van body. And we've just put these bits of tape here. I don't know if you can see those as markers, because we're basically going to come in, because that's quite a large area and we don't want to prime the whole thing, so we're going to come in the width of the piece of tape. I'll peel this off before we stick the window on, but we're going to prime there, prime around the top and bottom, same on the other side where we've put a bit of tape here and here to say that we're going to come inside that width there. Prime that. We've marked the same on the glass, so mark the glass with those bits of tape. I'm going to prime that and then apply the adhesive and offer it all up.
So we've got the window in. The bottom corner there I wasn't too happy with, so we've just put a little bit of a clamp on just to try and hold it, because it was really kind of popping out. Not massively, and probably not enough to be an issue, but I wasn't happy with it, so I'm just going to hold that there with a clamp for an hour. But that is window number 1 in.